Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today our topic is demand. What is the concept of demand? Law of demand, concept of supply and the law of supply. So first of all we discuss the concept of demand. Any desire supported by purchasing power is known as demand. Any desire or any wish for which we have power to get that thing. First desire and the power to fulfill that desire, then it will known as demand. Any desire supported by purchasing power. So desire without purchasing power will not be demand, and purchasing power without desire will not be demand. When both these things, desire and the purchasing power, will be exist at the same time, so that will become the demand. Now the law of demand. Law of demand stated as quantity demanded inversely varies with the changes in price if other things remain the constant. Means when price increases, demand will decrease, and if price will decrease, then it lead to demand to extend. Quantity demanded is function of price. It means QD. QD depends on price. QD means quantity demanded and P means price. Quantity demanded is function of price. Quantity demanded depends on price, and there is negative inverse relationship. How inverse? When price increases, demand decreases, and when price decreases, demand increases. This is the negative relationship. So the law of demand states the negative inverse relationship between price and demand. Now we explain it with the help of schedule. You can see the price price decreases from 80 to 70, 60 and 50, and in the second column you see the demand, which is increasing. When price is 80, demand is 20. Price reduces to 70, demand increases from 20 to 30 and so on. It rises to, when price falls down to 50, from 80 to 50, demand extends from 20 to 50. This is the explanation of the schedule. Now consider the diagram of the law of demand. This diagram has been constructed with the help of schedule, which we have discussed. When price is 80, demand is 20. Price decreases from 80 to 70, demand increases from 20 to 30 and so on. And by joining the points A, B, C, D, we get the demand curve. This is demand curve, and this demand curve, D demand curve, indicates the law of demand. Now we explain the causes of negative slope, why demand curve slopes downwards. Number one is price effect. When price increases or decreases, what will be the effect on consumer purchasing power? When price decreases, it means purchasing power of the consumer increases, or real income increases. That's why he gets more of the commodity, he demands more things. So first one is the price effect. The number two is the income effect. Due to price effect, when price decreases, demand increases, and it causes the negative slope of the demand curve. As income effect, when price falls down, real income of the consumer increases. It means at the same price his purchasing power increases, his real income increases, and he purchases more of that commodity. This is income effect. And due to income effect, demand curve slopes downwards, negative slope of the demand curve. Number next is substitution effect. When price decreases, at the same price, due to decrease in price, consumer can substitute the good for which he was not purchasing at that time when its price was high, and now price has been reduced. He will shift toward the thing which he was not purchasing earlier. he was using the substitute. Now price of the first one commodity is reduced and the consumer will not use the substitute instead of original thing. That is the in substitution effect, and due to this effect demand will increase and it will cause the demand curve to negatively slope. Number next is diminishing marginal utility. As we get more of anything, the lesser will be the marginal utility of it. So due to diminishing marginal utility, consumer pays less for the more units, because earlier units have satisfied the satisfaction of the consumer. So due to diminishing marginal utility, demand curve also slopes downwards. Now assumptions of the law. As we have already discussed, stated the law of demand, quantity demanded inversely varies with the changes in price if other things remain the same. What are the other things? These are the assumptions. If there is no change in income, if consumers' income do not change over time, then this law will be valid, this law will be applicable. And if price rises and at the same time consumers' income also increases, then he can demand more units at the higher prices, and in this case law of demand will be not applicable. So this is the first assumption in the law of demand. There is no change in income. Number two is no change in fashion. When anything is using in fashion, the consumer can pay more prices, and if the price rises, instead of rise in price, they will try to use because of fashion. And whenever there is anything out of fashion and price falls down due to when fashion is that commodity is not in fashion, that is out of fashion, due to out of fashion price is decreasing, but consumer will not demand more. According to the law of demand, when price falls down, the demand of that commodity should be rise. But when that thing is in fashion, increase in price will also lead increase in demand, and if anything is out of fashion, then decrease in price will lead to decrease in demand. This is the assumption. So while the application of law of demand, there is no change in fashion. Similarly, there should be no change in taste. If the taste of the consumer is changed over time, then due to change in taste, this law will not be applicable. If price rises and that thing is in taste of the consumer, he will demand more at the high price. So the law of demand will not apply. So it is assumed that under this law there is no change in taste. Number next is no change in number of consumers. If number of consumers increased, then at the same price, or even though the price has risen, there will be increase in demand due to large number of consumers. So it is assumed that there is no change in number of consumers. Number next is no change in price of substitute goods. Substitute goods are those goods which are used in place of another. For example, Pepsi and Coke. Pepsi can be used instead of Coke, or Coke can be used instead of Pepsi. Both are the close substitute, and if price of one substitute falls down, it affects the demand of the other. So that's why under this law it is assumed that price of substitute goods remain constant. No change in value of currency. Due to devaluation of currency or the revaluation of currency, the impact of price on demand could not be maintained valid. So it is assumed that value of currency do not change over time. Number next is homogeneity of all the units. All the units which we are purchasing at a particular price should be homogeneous, should be similar. If some units are not homogeneous, not similar, their quality is inferior, then this law will not apply. So these are the assumptions of this law, and now we discuss the exceptions of the law, the things where this law does not apply. Number one is giffen goods. Giffen goods are those goods which do not obey the law of demand, in which there is positive relationship between price and demand. Such type of goods are excluded from the law of demand. These goods do not obey the law of demand, and this is the exception of law. These goods may be most superior or most inferior. Scarce good, which the goods which are scarce, which are less as compared to demand, which is not easily available. If we suppose that in future they will be rare, then law of demand will not apply on such type of goods. Precious goods, precious goods do not obey the law of demand. The precious metals, uh, uh, when their price is high, their demand is also high. There are most inferior goods, most superior goods. And in case of emergency, if there are emergency, suppose there is flood or there is war in the country, then this law will not be applicable. People may sell their products at the lower prices. They number next is the ignorance or the carelessness. Sometimes the consumers do not know about the exact price. They, due to their ignorance or sometimes they do not take proper care. So due to ignorance or the carelessness of the consumer, they do not follow the law of demand. So these are the exceptions of the law of demand.